Old iron never dies, it only gets louder with the right touch. From scrapyard rescues to six-figure trail kings, we're diving into the most mind-blowing custom vintage off-road builds you've ever seen. Legendary rigs, hardcore mods, zero chrome fluff, just pure purpose-built beasts ready to flex, climb, and crush everything in their path. When you think of a truck built for serious, nasty jobs, this 1942 Dodge Power Wagon is exactly what comes to mind. Only this one's been reborn with just the right dose of refinement. Handled by Winslow Bent and the crew at Legacy Classic Trucks, this Power Wagon started as a bare chassis from a World War II-era WC-63 troop transport and turned into a six-wheel drive, diesel-powered masterpiece that blends vintage grit with modern drivability. Under the hood is a 3.9-liter Cummins four-cylinder turbo diesel. All mechanical, no computer fuss. It's what they call a one-wire diesel, where the only wire shuts it off. Torque is the name of the game here, not horsepower. And that's perfect for a truck that weighs in at 8,000 pounds and still climbs like a mountain goat. It's running a 5-speed fully synchronized transmission, way more civilized than the old 3-speeds, and shifts through a dual-master hydro boost brake system with power steering, so it drives like a beast but doesn't fight you doing it. The axles are still geared with original 5.83 differential locks, meaning low-end torque for crawling up just about anything. On the outside, it's all Power Wagon presence with military roots. 37-inch Toyo tires, electric worn winch, World War II bomber-style gauges, and a custom fuel tank tucked neatly in the bed. The interior sticks to a vintage vibe but is crisp, functional, and built to last. There are even charging posts built in for jump-starting other rigs because this truck's still very much a workhorse. Legacy Built designed this to be driven, not parked. They use US-made parts wherever possible, and the whole build philosophy is overbuilt but maintainable. It's not just restored, it's reborn to do what it was made for, getting dirty and getting the job done. Some builds start with nostalgia. Others start with a wrench and a wild idea. Jerry's 1976 Ford Crew Cab came from a bit of both. Originally a family cruiser, now transformed into a full-blown off-road rig with travel, comfort, and capability, all baked in. At first glance, it's still got that old Ford soul, but underneath, nearly everything's custom. The chassis may be a 1976 Ford, but up front, it's sporting a full 3-link setup with coilovers, bypasses, and hydraulic bumps. Out back, a triangulated 4-link with its own set of long travel coilovers and bypasses. It flexes hard, like 2 feet of wheel travel hard. Both ends ride on beefy Dana 60 axles from a 2014 Super Duty, so it's not just for show. The body's had a serious trim too. Jerry chopped 6 inches off the rear and 24 off the front of the original long bed. It's wearing a rough and ready car art paint job, designed to be beaten on, not babied. Perfect for the trail and even easier to touch up after a weekend of fun. The 39s give it that proper lifted stance, and you just know this thing eats rocks for breakfast. Inside, it's all modern trail luxury. There's an AEM digital dash, a 12-switch Switch Pros panel, rugged radios with intercoms and headsets, and even a center-mounted fridge for snacks and trail beers. Heated front seats? Yeah, those too. Dual transfer cases, an ORD Magnum underdrive, and an NP205. Keep it crawling with control. The goal was clear. Build something that could handle the desert, tackle the rocks, and still keep the family comfy. Mission very much accomplished. First stop? The Peace Trail. And while Jerry says he'd farm out the fab work next time, there's no denying this Ford's got heart, muscle, and trail cred for days. If you're into vintage steel with modern guts and an off-road attitude, you're in the right garage. Like, comment, and subscribe for more savage builds. This 1971 Deuce-and-a-Half was simply a tick off the owner's list. Crazy, right? Snagged from Boyce Equipment in Ogden, Utah, this AMC General Military Beast has been transformed into something way beyond stock. Part survival rig, part workhorse, all-out head-turner. Let's start with the lighting. Everything's been swapped for DOT-compliant LEDs. Front end, undercarriage, turn signals, the works. Whether you're crawling trails or working in the dark, this thing glows like a landing strip. And if you get stuck, you won't for long. There's an 18,000-pound winch up front and a 15,000-pound unit tucked into the bed, paired with a work light. Utility isn't an afterthought here. It's the whole point. The truck's been rhino-lined nearly everywhere it counts. undercarriage, fenders, interior, making it both rugged and ready for anything. It sips from a 55-gallon tank and still manages 13 to 15 miles per gallon, which is frankly wild for a rig of this size. Storage? Yep. There's a compartment for long guns, a full dump bed that lifts higher than the truck itself, air hookups in the rear, fog and uplights, a side-mounted toolbox, and ramp attachments for hauling quads or gear. Those 350-pound tires? They'll set you back $1,500 each. But they look absolutely worth it. Inside, it's pure utility meets rough luxury. Air ride seats, airbags for the bed, all lights on switches up front, and screens for both thermal imaging and night vision. There are in-cab comms that can sync to your phone, AC above the driver's head, and a rebuilt 5-ton multi-fuel engine under the hood, ready to burn everything from diesel to used motor oil. Call it what you want. Apocalypse rig, farm truck, dream toy. But this Deuce? It's a statement. Some builds just look like they're ready to raid a fjord. And Project Viking wears that name with pride. This is no ordinary Land Rover Defender 110. This is a ground-up custom, reimagined not just to conquer trails, but to do it in high style and comfort. It's the kind of rig that could haul gear up a glacier and then roll into a black-tie dinner. At its heart is a 5.3-liter LC9 V8, packing 320 horsepower and paired with a smooth 6-speed auto. It's got the grunt and reliability to back up its aggressive stance. And yeah, it sounds as good as it looks, thanks to a Borla performance exhaust that gives it that throaty V8 growl without being obnoxious. The suspension lift makes room for 37 inches of Maxxis Trepadors wrapped around 16-inch beadlock wheels. Pure off-road muscle with a side of style. Up front, there's an aircon winch bumper with DRLs and a worn VR8 winch, just in case things get sketchy. And the full external safety devices roll cage with a rear ladder. It's as functional as it is badass. The interior, though, that's where things get real interesting. Heated Corbeau RRS seats up front, inward-facing benches in back, and storage tucked neatly underneath. Leather is a rich blend of envy umber and soft black. The Momo Eagle steering wheel, classic gauges, and JL audio sound system all vibe together beautifully. And yes, there's a full Sony infotainment setup with Sirius XM, in-car Wi-Fi, wireless charging, and USB ports wherever you'd want them. From the KBX wingtops and Icelandic arches to the cameras, puddle lights, garage opener, and even rear AC controls, this isn't just a Defender. Project Viking is a luxury off-road tank with a savage heart. You know a restoration's serious when it starts with a truck that's clocked nearly 300,000 miles and still gets the royal treatment. That's exactly what went down at Greg's Restorations with this 1982 Toyota pickup 4x4. Shipped in from sunny California, the truck came in rocking the usual surface rust, but the bones were solid. What followed was a full-blown frame-off resurrection that took 1.5 years and over 1,000 hours of meticulous work. Everything was stripped down to bare steel, sandblasted, chemically dipped, and rebuilt better than factory spec. The bed alone needed custom fabrication since aftermarket panels just didn't exist. The paint? A crisp coat of Sherwin-Williams Phoenix Red with layers of protective undercoats and seam sealing that laugh in the face of rust. Even the bed got a color-matched Raptor liner to tie the whole thing together and keep it sleek. Under the hood, things get spicy. They dropped in a fully built 22R engine, but not just any. This one's rocking a Holley EFI setup and a Camden supercharger courtesy of LC Performance. It's pushing 150-plus horsepower at the wheels, a far cry from its humble beginnings. To handle that power, it's sitting on a 2.5-inch Old Man Emu lift with 31-inch BFGs and US wheels. Stopping power comes from upgraded disc brakes with a Trick e-brake caliper, and the exhaust sings through a ceramic-coated system with an LCE header. On the outside, you'll find a Go Rhino roll bar, LED KC lights, and replica bumpers that haven't been made since the 90s. Inside? It looks factory, but hides a Bluetooth-ready sound system and other modern amenities. You couldn't restore a vintage better if you tried. Some rigs are built in a shop, others are built by life. Little Red, a 1990 Toyota pickup, falls squarely into the second camp. This truck wasn't born out of a budget spreadsheet or a product catalog. It was inherited from the speaker's parents in 2013, beat up and barely rolling. Flat tires, cracked windshield, sensors on strike, and a moldy interior. But the frame was solid, and the heart was still there. What followed was a DIY resurrection with a serious purpose. First came the basics. A fresh 22 RE long block under the hood, new suspension, and $30 for runner seats to freshen up the inside, topped off with ACC carpet. The outside got some love too. Fiberglass fenders replaced the rusty stock ones, rock sliders were bolted on, and a trailer bumper was tossed in out back. The whole thing came together with overlanding in mind. Not hard to imagine. They hit the road hard to test what they had done, and after the trip, Little Red got another round of crazy yet budget-friendly upgrades. 4.88 nitro gears, long-field axles, an LC Engineering 4-into-1 header, and a 2.5-inch exhaust with a Flowmaster 60 muffler gave it the grunt it needed. On the comfort and capability front, it's got a rooftop tent, a dual battery setup with solar, a fridge, and a used canopy. Nothing flashy, just tried and true. It rolls on Eagle alloy 16x8s wrapped in BF Goodrich KM3s, and up front it rocks an ARB bumper with a Warn M 8000-S winch and synthetic line. The whole build came in around 8,000 Canadian dollars when it was done. A steal by today's standards. Little Red's not just a rig, it's a passport to budget-friendly freedom. Some builds are about restoring history. Others are about rewriting it. Keith's 1971 Ford Bronco? It's a little bit of both. What started as a classic off-roader has evolved into a sharp, custom-built trail machine that still tips its hat to old-school Ford charm. From the outside, you know this isn't your average early Bronco. The 4-inch Gorilla flares give it a serious stance, and those one-piece metal rock guards that tie into the frame? Pure function meets form. Door inserts keep things minimal, while the deleted spare tire carrier on the tailgate keeps the rear looking clean and uncluttered. Rolling on 305/70 R16 and lifted 6 inches with a James Duff setup over a Dana 44 front end, this rig's got presence. And the suspension to back it up. Inside, the attention to detail is just as thoughtful. The custom roll cage was slimmed down for better cabin access without compromising safety. The interior's been fully spray-lined, durable, easy to clean, and ready for the outdoors. Marine-grade speakers were tucked into weatherproof kick panels, so you've got tunes whether you're cruising in the sunshine or caught in a downpour. It's got a removable rear bench and a classic Tom's Bronco Parts bikini top, keeping things open air and versatile. Under the hood, Keith stuck with the original 302 horsepower 5.0-liter 5.8, but gave it a serious top-end refresh. New intake, new 650 carb, fresh gaskets, and polished valve covers. It still runs dual fuel tanks, the main and the 10-gallon auxiliary, a nod to that early Ford utility mindset that lets you roam a little farther without worrying about where the next gas stop is. It's clean, it's capable, and it's very much Keith's vision. A vintage rig with custom bones ready to tackle whatever trail or town it's pointed at. This build wasn't just a resto, it was a gift, a serious one. A frame-off, no-chrome, high-attitude custom. 1977 Chevy K20 Scottsdale, brought back to life for a nephew's 16th birthday. It started as a one-owner baby blue two-tone, but it didn't stay that way for long. What rolled out of the garage was a bold destroyer gray beast sitting 6 inches higher on 22x14 Visions, wrapped in 35-inch Baja Boss rubber. The stance is aggressive thanks to rough country lift, shocks, and a dual front stabilizer. The chrome? Gone. Blacked out trim, mirrors, handles, and bumpers keep the look sharp. Even the Chevy badge has got a glow up. Hand-painted yellow against the gray for a subtle pop. Add a 2.5-inch Super 10 Flowmaster exhaust with black tips and LED lighting all around, including a tailgate strip and a wired-in halo headlight turn signal setup, and it's clear this truck doesn't whisper. It announces itself. Under the hood, it's all LS, a 5.3-liter swap paired with a 4L60 transmission and 208 transfer case, breathing through headers and tuned to disable V4 mode. Fuel delivery is handled by a Holley sniper pump in an 87 sending unit, and a lot of the cooling and electrical components are cleverly sourced from an O2 Suburban. Smart, reliable, and easy to service. Inside, it's just as dialed in. Black and gray upholstery with the nephew's name stitched into the seatbacks, Apple CarPlay touchscreen, speakers everywhere, and a throwback S10 steering wheel. Even the dash got a facelift, dyed black with a destroyer gray wood grain insert. It's modern but still unmistakably square-body Chevy. You might be interested in knowing that it has made its first mission, delivering the ultimate 16th birthday surprise. Some builds hit that perfect sweet spot between vintage charm and modern performance. And Brent's 1972 Ford Bronco is riding right down the middle of that lane. It's the kind of rig that turns heads at the gas station and makes even the non-Ford faithful admit they'd daily it. And honestly, same. This Bronco's got that old-school boxy presence, but it's anything but dated. Sitting confidently on 35-inch tires, it sports a crisp, burnt orange paint job that glows in the sun without being flashy. Up front, a Smitty-built bumper and winch combo sit below HID headlights, form meeting full-on function. Under the hood lives a fuel-injected 302 horsepower, breathing new life into the classic small block and giving the truck modern drivability without losing its character. The interior? Fully reimagined. Think leather upholstery that walks the line between rugged and refined, fresh carpet, and a full custom roll cage that says, "Yes, I look good, but I can still get rowdy." Custom digital gauges bring the dash into the 21st century, and that custom hardtop seals the whole package with a clean, cohesive finish. Every element of this Bronco feels like it was chosen with purpose, not just to modernize, but to preserve what made the early Broncos so iconic in the first place. It's not overbuilt or overdone. It's just solid, thoughtful craftsmanship with a bit of swagger. It's the kind of ride that makes you fall in love with a Bronco all over again. And that's probably why it made such an impression on the host, who admits he's not a Ford guy but would still drive the wheels off this thing. Brent's Bronco isn't just a Restomod, it's a statement. Classic lines, modern muscle, and all the attitude you'd want in a vintage 4x4 done right. There's something especially satisfying about giving a forgotten rig a second shot at life. And this YJ Wrangler got exactly that. Pulled from a salvage lot north of Sheridan, WY, it didn't look like much at first. But with a good engine and a bit of vision, it was game on. 62 hours in the garage later, this thing's back on its feet and trail-ready, wrapped in World War II-era vibes and modern hardware. First up, the essentials. The transfer case got swapped, and a replacement Dana 30 front axle went in. The body got a full coat of Monstaliner World War II OD green, paired with Rust-Oleum bedliner in the interior. Simple, tough, and classic. A Superlift 1.5 YJ kit and hydraulic steering stabilizer gave it just the right amount of lift and control, while Travelstar EcoPath All-Terrains on rugged Ridge D window black wheels brought it up to speed on the visual front. From there, it's a full-on rugged Ridge makeover. Double-tube front and rear bumpers, winch plate, Trekker S10 winch, HD tire carrier, mirror relocation brackets, door seal kits, and even fresh inner door panels. Inside, it's got folding rear and bucket front seats, a locking console, and a set of new Pile 4x6 speakers paired with a Jensen Bluetooth head unit. It's simple, functional, and ready for the trail, or a weekend cruise. Underneath, every fluid was swapped. Engine oil, transmission, transfer case, and Dana 30. Add in fresh sway bar links, a fender flare kit, new steering wheel, Wix fuel filter, and Smitty-built hood latches, and it's clear this wasn't just a cosmetic cleanup. It's a proper refresh from the inside out. Salvaged to solid in 62 hours, and not a bad turnaround for a garage-built revival with purpose and personality. Classic trucks, modern muscle. Every build here is a masterclass in function and flex. Got a favorite? We want to hear it. Hit the comments and tell us which one you'd take off-road tomorrow.